Hey you, Elena Rahrig from ElenaRahrig.com. Today we are here with Rogue Pence. How are you doing, Rogue?
Very good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Let's start off this interview by just telling us a little bit about yourself and what project you're currently working on.
Okay, I am a nail professional. I've worked in the nail industry for 15 years. I have currently moved to Texas, and I am a relationship coach now. That is my passion. I have basically talked to women for 15 years, and I'm excited about helping women through their relationship issues.
Awesome. I know I've been a part of your journey for the last couple of years as you studied away and structured your programs and got all your branding down and everything. So it's been an exciting ride to watch you come to where you are today. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So your first question is, what does being an entrepreneur mean to you?
Well, I mean, being an entrepreneur basically means that you have something inside of you that you want to just share with the world. It's a piece of yourself, and it's just an adventure. It's a journey that you endeavor in life. And to me, that's what an entrepreneur is.
Awesome. And so how long have you considered yourself or have been an entrepreneur?
Since I was 17 years old, I would say. I graduated when I was 16, went to nail school, and by 17, I opened up my first nail salon.
That's fantastic. So congratulations on that. That's something that most people do not do. So, all right. So what is one lesson that you've learned that as an entrepreneur you must do?
You must find the strength within yourself to just do it. No one's going to do it for you. So you need to wake up every day and push through the obstacles and just keep pushing forward. Very
true. And you know, as an entrepreneur, people think it's, oh, this sounds fun, and I can set my own hours and I can do all of this and I want to be an entrepreneur. And then they get to that place and they're like, oh my goodness. And they have, lack of self-discipline, and they really just realize how hard it is. And a lot of them don't make it, or they never reach success because they didn't realize what it truly takes. So
exactly.
You make it sound super easy to just wake up and do what it takes. But have you really had some struggles, some days where your belief level or some thoughts get in your head?
Oh my gosh, yeah, lots of times. I mean, there's definitely days where you just feel like, oh, why am I doing this? Or, it's so much work, and, a lot of people don't see the time that's put in. You're there at your job, at your business, but then all the behind the scenes stuff that goes on, the constant contact with clients. And so, yeah, it's a lot of time and dedication that you put into it. In the end, it's worth it, to do it. But yeah, there's a lot of days where you doubt yourself, or fear, holds you back a lot. But in the end, I know that that's just an emotion. That's just a feeling. And tomorrow I'm not going to feel that way. So I just keep pushing forward.
Amen. I love what you said about that, because as children, if your parents tell you to go clean your room, it's easy to, I don't feel like it. And what do they tell you? I don't care if you feel like it or not, go clean your room.
Exactly.
But then as an adult, we say, I don't feel like it, and there's nobody to say, I don't care if you feel like it or not, go do it. And so you have to have that self-discipline and be able to pull yourself out of that. So do you have any techniques that you use? Do you listen to motivational stuff? Do you read? I mean, what snaps you back into that motivation state?
I do. I actually read a lot. I listen to a lot of things. I love to read books. A book I read called The Power of Now changed my whole view on life itself, because a lot of people tend to focus on the past or the future, but they don't live in the now. And so if I focus too far ahead, I'm not gonna be able to reach my goals, because too many things are gonna come across my path to just completely, wreck my process of how I think things should go. So I try not to focus too far. I have a grand vision of what I want, and I naturally just kind of go towards that vision. But to have like a goal set too far ahead, I have no clue what I'm going to do next summer. So I'm not going to plan something that far ahead.
Fantastic. And that's what somebody, when I first started, everybody, you need a business plan. And I refused to create one because, one, I don't know where God's going to lead me. And if I have a set business plan, there's no room for God in that. So it is a matter of, we have our ultimate vision, our purpose. We can see where we want to get to, but, we're just allowing God to do what he does and open doors where he wants to open them and connect you with the right people and make things happen. And, where I'm at today with a masterminds group and a publishing company, that would have never been part of my business plan. So I'm very grateful that I didn't do that. And I like to hear you say the same thing.
Yes.
Very cool. All right. So let's see. What is a key lesson you would like to share about building relationships?
Building relationships, it's all really about being your genuine self. People want to see the raw, organic you. It's so easy to just slap a smile on your face and have this fake front, but I can see through that. I can feel the vibe coming from that, and that's not genuine. I can connect so much better with someone if they are their true self, and I try to show that to people as well. Share my struggles in life, and then they can relate to me, and we just kind of can feed off of each other that way versus, putting on that front facade.
That has come up a lot in all these interviews that I'm doing is the vulnerability. Now, as women especially, and I'm sure it's happened to some men, but we find it difficult to be vulnerable because we've been beat up. We've trusted the wrong person. We brought out the vulnerability, spilled the beans on some stuff, told some secrets, and just to have somebody throw it back in our face. I know one that I've personally struggled with throughout my life is confiding in somebody about something, and then you get in a fight and they say, well, you can't even, and it's like bringing up something I told them in confidence. And then you just start to, over time, especially sitting in our mid-30s, that's happened a lot. And so, what would we say to somebody who struggles with being vulnerable because of building walls because of past? Do you have any counsel to?
Basically what I try to teach women to be, strong on the inside, but soft on the outside. And, with my relationship coaching and helping women with men, that's really what it's about. Men are drawn to women who are soft on the outside, not this prickly, porcupine. So I try to teach them to be, soft, but yet strong enough on the inside that we can handle anything that they throw at us at times, that kind of messes with our emotions. And we got to be strong enough to know that we can handle that.
I absolutely love that. Be strong on the inside and soft on the outside. And really when I blame it on feminism, I'm sure somebody might beat me up for saying that, but I blame it on that because we turned the roles and made women these strong entrepreneurs, which we want to be strong entrepreneurs, but I feel like it's really been taken to that next level to where we're literally eating our men alive. And we're taking their power away and not letting them be the leader that, God created them to be ultimately. And so, with your teachings, you've helped me in my marriage along the way, but also flipping those roles and being soft on the outside and learning that I can be strong in business, but when I come home, I take that step back.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about women that a lot of them don't realize, that we have this secret power, I guess, where we can be both. We can be that independent, strong woman in the work field, but yet we can switch roles. And when we're home and when we're with our man, we can kind of lean back, step back, let him be the leader that he was intended to be. And it just flows so much better. You were right about the feminism stuff. That's exactly what happened. The roles kind of got reversed. And so now, women are taking on that masculine energy. And, when you're with a man, you really should be in your feminine energy. I try to be in my feminine energy as much as possible, even with my day-to-day things that I do. You notice when you're working, people call it multitasking, but we just kind of do. We don't really have a set plan, like this. That's a man. Men are supposed to do. So they're the ones that have this checklist and we're going to do this and then this and then this. And women in our feminine energy, we just do without thinking. We don't have to plan. We just do it because that's being in our feminine energy.
That's really, really cool how you said that. And so that's good that you're not going to beat me up for saying about the feminism stuff, because I was like, oh goodness, am I completely off my rocker on this one?
No.
It was super hard because you were living in Ohio right down the street from me, actually, when we met, and you were doing your thing. And we've had many talks in my office here on my couch
yes.
about my marriage. And you explained to me that switching the roles. And I remember when I first started, I felt so wimpy. I was like, and then I didn't know who I was for a while, and I didn't know who I should be when I walk into my office and do business. It was like learning to make that switch. But I will tell you, it's literally saved our marriage. But it was also hard for my husband to step up and be a leader, because I was taking that from him for so long that he turned into, bluntly put, a pansy. Yeah. And that wasn't attractive. That was not attractive to me to see that. I wanted a manly man, a leader, somebody who's going to say where he wants to go eat and put his foot down and make some.
But then at the same time, it's like you're not letting him. So it's so great that you've become aware of the pattern that was even going on, because a lot of women don't even realize that they're in this vicious cycle, this pattern that is destroying their marriage. So it's so great that you became even aware of that and you're able to lean back and let him, do the leading. That's awesome.
You know what? And it was the hardest thing, because I'm sitting here telling my husband, be the leader, be the man. And he's still like, I don't want to upset you. I don't want to and then so I'm mad. I'm sitting here like, I'm giving you the power and you're not taking it. And then I realized even that sentence, I'm giving you, I'm have the power. And I'm like,
oh my gosh,
that's not what I mean to say. But I guess what I should have said is, hey, I'm backing down. I'm backing down. You be the doer. And still, we have been going at this for about a year now. It was, it's been a year. It was last November, December timeframe. And we're still working on it. It takes time to flip that mentality. And I'm sure if, we didn't have 4 kids and business and all the distractions, we could be farther along. But one of the things that we do is every day he gets home from work and we take a 20-minute timeout where he and I go into the sunroom, and we actually put a lock on the inside of the doors so the kids can't come in. And so we have our privacy and we can talk about things and our progress, and we write in a journal together. So, we're really working on what you taught us about a year ago. And
I love hearing that.
Yes, it makes such a difference. You can probably tell I'm actually smiling now. So before you come in my office, I'm like, I hate my husband. And he hates me. So world of difference. So I'm really happy. You've done my nails for a long time too, and you even did my tattoo makeup, which I love. But it's really neat to see you step into a new realm of this relationship coach and building relationships, because you are definitely great at it. So let's move on. What are your top 3 habits as an entrepreneur that help you to be successful?
Well, currently, I guess with what I'm doing, the minute something comes to my mind, I write it down or I record it. Recording it has been phenomenal. Like, I get up in the morning, having a routine is great too. Like, I work out every morning and I put that into my schedule because I feel so much better about myself just knowing that I got that workout in. I'll get up and I'll walk in the morning, and then as my mind is running and I'm thinking of things, I'll pull out my recorder and I'll record what I'm thinking about. And then I go through those ideas of things that I'm going to write about, put on my blog, or, programs that I'm writing, things like that. So I guess, having a little bit of a routine, health-wise, to make yourself feel better, that's really important. And then, writing things down, that's really important too.
Well, through this conversation, I'm realizing I owe a lot of my new life today to you, because you're the one who actually got me back in the gym too at 5 in the morning, sometimes 4:45 a.m.
Yay!
I did not like you back then, and I couldn't walk either. And man, you are an animal in the gym. I remember I was taking pictures of you one day, like, how do you do those tricks on that bar? Tons of muscle strength there. But Really exciting. I think you know this from before you moved to Texas. Maybe not, but my husband is going to the gym with me now at 5 a.m.
Awesome.
So, yes, our goal is to go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, because by Wednesday he can't get out of bed. So we take Wednesdays off.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So and even that is just a great relationship builder and time spent.
Exactly.
And I have to tell you a funny story. The one time we were in the gym and, I was leaning over doing some exercise. So my rear end was facing him. And I hollered across the gym. I said, hey, I forget exactly how I worded it, but something about, hey, sir, would you please stop staring at my rear? And it embarrassed him in front of the gym. But that's how we joke, he's paid me back, trust me. But we have a good time. We're flirting again,
Yes, that's great.
Yeah, it makes it fun. So, all right. So what is one lesson that you can give us about getting a new client, recruiting, selling, anything along that lines?
I would just say to get yourself out there. Put yourself out there. I know it can be, fearful. I know firsthand, I came from a town where everyone knew me. I mean, even the surrounding towns, they knew my name, or they knew someone who came to me to get their nails done. And so I was comfortable, which is a lot of why I decided to move, because I needed to do something different to grow myself. I had built up this huge clientele, and I love them all still to this day, and it killed me to leave. But being here has forced me to be uncomfortable. And you're not going to grow if you don't put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And so I've gone out and I've met people, I've joined networking groups, and that's what I would say. I would say just put yourself out there. People want to meet you. They want to know your story. They want to know you. So they're not going to do that or experience that if you don't put yourself out there.
And I will say that you are a definite great role model for somebody who faces their fears and just puts themselves out there. I remember, a year or so ago when you and I started really talking in business and life and all of that, and you joined one of our networks and you said, am I going to have to talk? And I was like, yeah. And so today here we are doing a video and you're doing fantastic. So you definitely are applying what you teach. So that's good.
Thank you.
Good. All right. So what is your number one, what not to do in business?
What not to do? Don't expect people to do it for you. Like I said, putting yourself out there is so important. Like, it's not going to just come to you magically overnight. No one's just going to the fairy's not going to just drop this, list of contacts in your lap. You have to do it yourself. You got to get out there and do it. I mean, it'd be nice if it worked that way, but it does take hard work and dedication, and that requires you putting one foot in front of the other and just doing it even when you don't feel like it.
Amen. And that's one of the things, I just did a video on this topic, I think yesterday or the day before, is people want it quick and easy. And quick and easy is your quickest road to failure. Entrepreneurship, yes. Like we said earlier, it's not quick, it's not easy, it's a lifetime of studying and growing and facing fears and being uncomfortable. One of the things when I first started doing public speaking, my feedback afterwards people would tell me I'm so full of energy and I'm spunky and I have great personality. What they didn't know is that was anxiety. I had so much anxiety that all that energy was coming out. I learned to use the negative energy or what felt negative to me and bring it out to everybody else in a positive energy.
Yes.
So it is. It's definitely facing your fears, and you got to do it, and it's not quick and easy. All right. So if you were to write a book, what book would you write and why?
Well, I mean, I am going to write a book actually, but I would probably just write it about my experience with my own personal relationship, love and relationship. I mean, where I came from and what I've gotten myself out of. And I know, last year at this time, my life did not look like it does right now. And, there's times where you're so depressed and you feel like there's just no way out of this, hole that you're in. And that's what actually gave me the passion to help other women, because I seen where I was at and how I dug myself out and kind of just figured out what was going on with me emotionally, and was able to completely repair my marriage. And it's just been amazing. So I want to share that with as many people as I can, because I know there's so many relationships that are in the same exact position as mine. They feel like this is just all there is. I have to put up with this, but it's like, you know, this is not a life sentence. You know, you were not put on this earth to be miserable in your marriage. And so that's what I would probably write my book about.
Fantastic. Because, you know, my marriage, we've been together for 12 years, married for 8, got 4 kids. And my foot was always, one was inside, one was out the door. You know, threatening divorce in my house is a weekly thing that happens, you know. But, and I know that relationship coaches and relationship people, pastors, everybody say never threaten divorce, should never come up. I always felt different about that, even though I knew that lesson. My perspective is, no, I can and I will leave. You need to be a husband. You know what I mean? So that was my thinking behind it. Now we don't play that game anymore, but it was at that time, it was like, I just want there to be effort, you know, just try. And if you're not even trying, why am I staying? And so just, I tell you this, and which you knew this back then, but that's how bad it was for a lot of years, because you do, you know, when you're dating, we didn't live together before we got married. So it was dating, it was romance, it was excitement. We had time apart to long for each other. Married, and now you see everything about the person. They're driving you crazy. You can't get away from them. And they, you know, it seems to be the only vow that's taken serious is till death do us part, but if you break the honor and cherish and all the other ones, and even the obey, you know, I was not obeying anybody. I told him I wasn't even going to say that in my vow. That's how bad I was on my end. Like, I'm not saying that live. But, you know, there had to be that effort, and just to come to a place and apply everything that you have taught us, and the marriage is just complete opposite from when you left Ohio, you know? So very good. I'm excited for your book. I know it'll help and inspire a lot of people and really change a lot of marriages and a lot of lives. So if you're out there struggling with a marriage, don't give up hope. There definitely are some great tools that Rogue has in her toolbox that can help you. All right. Well, let's end on this note. Well, we got 2 more things. First off, tell us why you like or love the Transform Masterminds group that you're a part of.
Well, I love it because it's all like-minded people that have the same, you know, common goal, and we can kind of feed off of each other with ideas and bounce things off of each other. And, you know, you may know some things that I don't know that can help me grow my business, and then vice versa. So that's what I love about it, you know, is just being able to connect, you know, instantly with people from all over the world, because I know there's different people from all over, not just, you know, not just Ohio, but all over, and see the different ideas that everybody has. So that's why I love it.
Awesome. Fantastic. All right. So we've talked a lot about what you're an expert in. So that was the final thing is, you know, just tell us what you're an expert in. But obviously it is relationships. And now do you work strictly on relationships between husband, wife, or boyfriend, girlfriend, man versus woman? Or what are there other areas of relationships you like to help out with?
Any area. I mean, even if it's a woman who just can't seem to find love, you know, true love for some reason, all she attracts is players, you know, or, you know, maybe you're divorced, or you're single, you don't even date at all. You know, I can help any woman out there attract the right kind of man and not have to be so frustrated, you know, going through all these different men that just, you know, they're not serious. They don't want a committed relationship. So, yeah, I can help any woman out there in any situation.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, thank you for your time today. Let's end with, how do people contact you?
You can contact me with at www.roguerelationship.com, or you can find me on Facebook at Rogue Relationship Coaching. So those are 2 ways that you can. If you go to my website, you can actually put in your email and download my free ebook, and then you will get automatic free newsletters and advice, free relationship advice. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And I'm sure you and I will be catching up real soon on a private phone.
Yes, we will.
All right. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you for the next interview.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.